Hi, it's Vladimir. Today is the 9th day of my commitment. Now I'd like to start from saying that this exercise or this commitment is starting transforming my life, and I already see how it works, and I'm pretty excited to talk about it right now because it gives me lots of pleasure and lots of new ideas and thoughts which I didn't expect to come before I started doing this exercise. But before going into details, let me tell you a story about my journaling. So I started writing journals in 2011, 9 years ago, in Russian. At that time, I didn't know English at all, and in that time, when I started writing it every day, I realized immediately how it impact. I realized that this activity, this habit, which I started working on, transformed my life so quickly. I started doing things which I didn't expect to do. Why? Because basically I decided that everything what was going on I will write down at the end of the day. So I'll just sit down and write whatever happens. I'm going to write it. If there's something bad, I'm going to write that there was something bad. And at that time, I struggled with my lots of addictions like smoking, drinking, but drinking wasn't too much. But anyway, video games, and I realized that after I started writing down my actions and everything I did, those addictions, those habits started disappearing gradually. Because every time when I was like before, when I was playing, I didn't care too much. If I played video games, it was just okay. But then after I started writing down all my actions, it was kind of, I felt a sort of shame or some negative emotions after I had to write down my silly action. And it was like it's not just playing video games, smoking, it was jerking off, like all sorts of stupidity. And I realized it was really helpful. And it wasn't just negative habits, it was also about positive habits, because I started doing something to write what I was doing. I mean, I kind of lazy person, as well as many people, and sometimes I just didn't like to do anything, and I was, lying in bed and watching films and listening to like reading books. And I realized that in that case there was not too much to write about, and I thought that in order to write every day I must do something. And I started doing like all sorts of different things, like gymnastic, sport, meditation, and after I start, it's like this exercise was really powerful. It had a great impact on me because I had to write every day what I was doing, and it made me focus on my actions. But gradually, it got kind of, it got automatic. So I didn't care too much about what I'm going to write. And I remember at that time, at 2011, at the beginning, it was like every day I was doing something, and I was constantly thinking about writing. So I was thinking, okay, like this is an amazing thing. I've done it. At the end of the day, I'll write it, and it just will make me happy. And and I was thinking how I'm gonna write it, and I was like, I had lots of interesting ideas and thoughts during the day, and at the end of the day, I put them on paper. And now it's like, and as I said, it had a great impact on me, basically positive impact. And now it's almost, I'm still writing a journal. So every day I write 1 page, and sometimes I write 2 pages, but the second page is all about, studying. When I get the information from the internet or from books, I just, I'm working now currently on 2 books, and I write something from these books. But anyway, it's not important. The point is, I'm still writing, but writing doesn't have such a great impact on my behavior. So I don't care too much about what would I write, and instead of just it doesn't give me enough energy to be focused on my actions. And sometimes now my actions as well kind of silly and stupid. But yeah, like a week ago, a little bit more before I started this commitment, I was thinking in Russian and writing in Russian for 100 days. And at the end of this time, I got bored and confused, and there were some problems, and I started again playing video games, and it was unacceptable. That's probably was one of the reasons why I shifted back to English and decided that I'm going to talk in English. And now, while I'm talking, I see like every day there are lots of amazing thoughts coming to my mind, and those thoughts are all about how to make this exercise. So it's like first of all, I don't allow myself to do any kind of stupidity, because at the end of the day, I know that if I do something silly, I need to talk about it, and it's necessary. So it's like I'm going to talk about everything. I'm going to be as authentic as I can. And if I, let's suppose, play video games, I need to say that I was playing video games. And if I did something else, something stupid, I need to talk about this. And I thinking a lot about positive actions. I think about like, oh, it's like now I'm doing like, what am I doing exactly? What is the purpose? Now I'm working on speaking club. Now I'm trying to develop my English. I'm trying to develop my writing. I write in many different, I write in my journal. I write on Reddit. I write some posts for the speaking club. I write some notes. I'm trying to make up some stories. And all of this, it's one of the area which I'm working on. Another is the speaking club. Of course, I understand that I need to not just prepare for the club. I need to encourage people to come to the Sundays club, because lots of people now are coming to Saturdays club, which is free, and very few people are coming to the Sundays club, which is not free. And I need to encourage people to come to this club, because it's gonna lead to it's like it's the only source where I can make money by just making these conversations. And it's not only source, but it's one of them. And another thing is I'm working on my language. I'm trying to improve my language, but in the same way I'm trying to teach to not express, what's the word, to it's like I'm trying to be a teacher, and but not a teacher. It's like I'm not trying to be a teacher. So I prepared the course this spring. I made a course. I made a course. Oh man. Okay. I made a course to study English, and now I coach people to study English, and I need to attract potential students, and it seems that I'm doing very little for that, because I don't know why, but it's one of the purpose, and I need to work on it. And it's like not, I'm writing. I'm trying to establish. Yeah, I I, I just remembered the word establish. So I'm trying to establish myself as a teacher and as a coach, as a whoever. And it's like two objectives, two objectives which I need to work on. And of course, there are English podcast. I started doing it, and again, there are lots of amazing ideas how I can develop it. What should I need to learn? What kind of information? So it's like all my actions, everything what I'm doing, it's it's gonna be related to my talks. So whenever I start talking about something, it's gonna be about my actions. And as I said, it makes me really focused on my actions. I don't allow myself to be, to do all sorts of unnecessary and meaningless things. For example, yesterday I watched videos about public speaking, and I watched lots of, not many videos. Well, I watched three long talks by Eric, forgot his second name, but anyway, on Mind Valley, and I watched one talk by Jim Quick, and yeah, and it's like all of this fits to my purpose, which is just to establish myself as a coach and to practice English, to improve my English. But at the same time, I had some impulses. I had some wishes to watch something else, and I was telling myself, no, it's like I shouldn't watch anything else, and I shouldn't read anything useless right now. I need to focus exactly on what I'm doing because it makes me feel better. It gives me a certain amount of whatever that I might talk about it later, and and again, this exercise. It's like when I think that every day I must stay here in front of a camera, I wouldn't have time to prepare. I wouldn't have anything. I need to think simultaneously and speak simultaneously. I just it's like it makes me think a lot about this exercise, and it's so exciting. I mean, now I know that there are lots of things which I'd like to say, and I know that I wouldn't be able to say everything. I know that, and it's now it's so different. I mean, when I just think about when I visualize these talks, and I do it like maybe an hour, maybe a couple of hours a day. Just when I don't do anything else, I just sit and think. Oh, it's like next time when I'm gonna talk, what I'm gonna tell to the people, to the camera, to YouTube, and it makes me think. And while I'm thinking, I see such amazing pictures of myself standing in front of the camera, being engaged and persuasive, and delivering great talk. And then I go here, I start talking. I see there huge difference between my visualizations and the reality. And still, I'm trying to do something. Like I'm trying to think. Strive forward. I'm trying to think in a precise way how to make my visualizations and my ideas and my thoughts, how to deliver them in the same way as I think about them. Yeah, and that's also something I'm working on now. Yesterday I was saying that there's a big problem with my inability to finish sentences. So I'm start talking, and it's like just the flow. I don't make pauses. I use the same tone all the time. So it's not. I'm not trying to raise it up. You know, put it down. It's like it's always. It seems the same tone, and there are lots of filler words still. So all of these things I'm got to work on, and I know how to do it now. I feel a little bit better than it was yesterday and a couple of days before, when I just was complaining all the time that I can't do this, I can do that, I can do everything, but it requires a little bit more time. It's just ninth day since I came back from Russian thinking, and I guess after 10-15 days I'm gonna be much more confident, and I'm gonna make these speeches way better. So the whole idea is, again, focus on the form, and also it's like the content. I think content is very important too, but the content should be like my actions, what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, thinking about it, and making great speeches. Yesterday I also said that I'm gonna make preparations for, like, now it's I don't have time, but yeah, I'm gonna make preparations for the speaking club, and I'm gonna train myself to speak in front of the audience. Really, I decided that it's not just about preparations which I'm going to make here. It's about real training. So at the next speaking club, I decided I'll take a mic, And the first 5 minutes, when there's going to be an introduction, I'm going to just talk about purpose for 5 minutes. I'm going to ask people, like, listen to me for 5 minutes without not interrupting, and just give me ability to train my public skills. And then I record it, and then I'll probably publish it as well here, just to see the difference. Because now I feel it's like in front of a camera, I feel more and more confident, and I know that after like 10-15 days it's gonna be really okay. But when I have to talk in front of a group of people, it's not so much confident. It's okay, it's not bad, but it's not just enthusiastic and engaging and energetic and persuasive. It's kind of, middle, and I want to be it's like really great. So that's why I decided to practice my public skills, like in front of the group of people, not just in front of a camera. But here I think it's 15 minutes. I need to stop talking. Like, bye bye, see you next time.